Today I'm channeling Donhotwe, a feline from the Hyades, about love, emotions, and how they express it where they're from. Today I'm channeling Donhotwe, a feline from the Hyades, and I wanted to share with you all how I first met Donhotwe. It was in a meditation. Archangel Haniel, my main guide, she came to me and she said, "It's time for you. You're going to be meeting a new being." And in my mind's eye, this being stepped forward, sort of materialized in front of me. She had this cat-like face, but it was like part cat, part human. She had these like royal blue cat eyes and whiskers on each side of her cheek. And then I saw her cat ears, and then I saw this like long platinum blonde ringlets, like almost white, and her skin was just like a snow white, and she was wearing this, she was very tall and very thin, and wearing this like white dress, like just long, shiny white dress, and it almost matched the color of her skin. And she was just very elegant and had this very regal or royal just feeling about her when she came to me. And I asked her first what her name was, and she said Donhotwe. But at first I had a little bit of trouble understanding like the words, and she said it again, and Donhotwe, and then I started getting it. But she then said, "Just call me Deirdre for short." And I was like, no, I can call you Donhotwe. I'll call you Donhotwe. And she said to me that I was from the Pleiades. And I said to her, well, I thought I was from Orion. And the reason why I thought I was from Orion was because I was in contact with another being that let me know that I was from Orion. And since I was a little girl, I always had an affinity for Orion's belt and always felt like this connection to Orion. But she said, well, you are from there too, but you're also from the Pleiades, and you're from other star systems. And then she said, you're made of star energy like the sun. And then in my mind's eye, she showed me the sun. And then she outstretched her beautiful, long, thin arm, very elegant, and in the palm of her like paw-like human hand with these elegant claws, she showed me this like blue sphere. It was like this glowing blue sphere, okay? And she said, you're from this blue star. And I said, well, what's that? And she said, the Hyades. And at that point, I had never even heard of the Hyades. And I said, well, if this is true, how do I know that you're real? Because I always ask anyone new, how do I know you're real? You know, and I want to build a relationship. So you're building trust over time. And she simply just said to me, look it up. And I did. And she also told me that I was to share The Stairway to Healing, which is a book that I wrote. I haven't published it yet, but she told me that I was to share The Stairway to Healing with people, and that I was supposed to teach it and share it before I exit this plane of existence. So anyway, as I got up out of my meditation, I quickly went over to the computer because I never had seen or heard about feline beings before, and I'd also never heard of the Hyades before. I had no knowing of that. I only knew about Orion, but that was pretty much it. And so I went over to the internet, typed in Hyades, and lo and behold, there's a whole thing about the Hyades, how the Hyades is made up of the constellation Taurus, and it's also parts of it are in the Pleiades. There's stars scattered into the Pleiades and into Orion as well. So she was absolutely correct about that. And there's not a lot of information about the felines. The little bit that I could find, there was maybe a couple other people that were either able to channel the felines, and one of them wrote about a white feline race from the Hyades, and that exactly matched Donhotwe, this white feline. And it was just so incredible that there actually was a Hyades, there was a feline race of beings, and that the fact that I didn't even know any of that before, it was just amazing. So Donhotwe was definitely real, and there were other people in this world that actually were able to channel the felines. So from that point, when she said, just look it up, and in that voice, look it up, in her very regal way, it definitely solidified something and began this trust that I've built with her. And so she is much more not about giving advice. She doesn't feel it's her place to give advice to humans, to us. It's more about learning from one another. That is where she comes from, and empowering ourselves. So she is definitely all about not giving advice, but just the learning aspect, learning each other's race, and learning about how and what things we can do to better ourselves. But again, she doesn't want to offer that because she doesn't feel that it's part of her mission to even do that. It's more just about sharing and learning, but not teaching from a place of platitude, but from a place of equality. That's where she comes from, that we are equal in that sense, because we're powerful humans. We are powerful, multidimensional beings with just as much to offer any other being in this multiverse. We're very we have as much to offer. And so that's where her heart is coming from. That's where she's coming from. And I hope you enjoy the channeling with her. You'll get to know her personality a little bit better. She definitely has this, I know when I channel her, I feel her energy, and it's like I feel like I have to put my head up higher because I feel her royal nature. I feel that elegance about her. And she definitely is indeed about empowerment and sitting in the seat of your own empowerment. So yeah, I hope you really enjoy it, and thank you for watching. I am Donhotwe, queen of my elder race. Love is like a seed, planted, nurtured, guided. It is scattered all around, within the minds, within the hearts, within the consciousness of all of the beings of our race. It is something that is constantly nurtured. Amongst us, we spread love in the only way we know how, through our hearts. And that heart place is felt among each of us. We feel that when we encounter each being. It is through the heart space that we feel the, as you say on your planet, the energy, you might say, of the other beings. And so we feel from the heart, just not of the mind or anything like that. It is in a place of that heart space where we feel the energy of the other, and we know the intent as well. Indeed, it is. It is a telepathic feeling we feel. You may liken to it when you meet somebody for the first time and you get this, you might say, gut feeling, or feeling from within that tells you that this person is good for you or is not good for you. And so it's the same thing, but we just feel it from our heart. Our gift is our being. However, we may do things for one another. If that is what you are saying, then yes, we may do things for one another, but it is just our being that is our gift. We create. Art is very encouraged among us, to encourage the spirit. Art is something that we give to one another, our own creations in whatever form that art might take. So whatever that spirit of the being chooses to create is something that we feel and we share, for we all have something to give to one another. It may be similar to you. I'm thinking of more like landscapes. Meaning it may be formed of the art, like in a painting you may use amongst your people. We offer gardening ideas like that, where we create landscapes for others, for them to live within their environments. So we create beauty in that way. It is more of art and landscaping of an environment in which the being may choose to inhabit. That is something that we like to create for one another. No, we have many. The partnership is embedded, or the foundation of it is freedom. It is very simple. There is no attachment, you might say. It is just freedom to enjoy the perhaps company of the other beings that are around you. There are some that you would resonate more than with others. Again, if we go back to the telepathic feeling of heart space, we just feel into the other energy of that being. And some we resonate with, and others we might not. At times there is such things that exist, but they are quickly distinguished or extinguished. And so they do not get in the way or complicate matters that are of no little use anyway. This is true, yes. Precisely, yes. There is no guessing per se. You already know. From my perspective, I do not see any drawback, for all that is. And so there is nothing that is hidden. If we choose to feel into each other's, yes, it is a choice. We can choose to feel into another's, but we sometimes choose not to, for it is a bit of a problem in that way. But for the most part, we choose who we want to feel into each other's energy. It is my will. I do not feel that I am in a place to give advice or comfort in any way. For our way of love in human relationships, it is different in that way. But my impression is that it is filled with lots of emotion, lots of assumption, and lots of expectation. I do not recommend anything except being yourself. If you honor your heart space, then you honor yourself and you honor all. It is quite simple. Well, we see it as the elders with high wisdom. We look to the elders for wisdom and we trust, but our children are also graced with intellect and beauty and joy, and so they have much wisdom within themselves. Each has something to give. The clan or tribe, maybe you might call it, where you are from, we are connected in that way and all raise all children. It is not segmented. If one chooses, yes, but you can have many partners. Joy, the feeling of joy, is expressed in a multitude of ways. By spending time with each other, by spending our energy on one another as well. Similar to humans in that you term it quality time. It is similar in that sense, but it is the same thing. It is spending time with one another. For me, I enjoy painting. I do enjoy that greatly. It serves me well. I also enjoy working with crystals. I am showing this instrument some crystals in her mind, so she understands that the beauty that lies within them and in using them. So I have much fascination and love for our, you might say, crystals and the rocks, all of that I enjoy. I also enjoy just special times with my family. But we enjoy our time with one another, and we, again, it is from the heart space that we give to one another and share with one another. Yes, but I caution the word evolve, like evolve, more evolve, less evolve. We do not see it that way. Perhaps like the same way that I feel that I cannot give my advice to humans, for humans are of a different race than I. And so I wouldn't say more evolved or less evolved. It's just evolved. And it is, we have been here. We have always been here. Our civilization has had ups and downs, as humans have had ups and downs, but we have maintained this state of homeostasis where we just feel at peace right now, and we are enjoying that. But no, we are not like humans, so no. I do not have an interest per se in humans. My only interest is in sharing who we are and perhaps how we operate. It is of learning from one another that we grow. Well, that is something again that begins with the children. That begins with the children and teaching them to love themselves and to care for their own being and spirit. And it is the quality of their essence that matters. That is where it all begins. So I do not like or wish to give advice, but I may say that it is when you begin with the children that it is what it is needed at this time for you, for they are the future for you as well. So begin there. You must start somewhere. For those who are already less in love with themselves, we would say that it is something that you we suggest you should desire for yourself, or you will keep repeating your same patterns until you begin to do that. That is all I wish to say on that, for I am not human. Not precisely where I'm from, but yes, there are those that exist around us. Yes, there is the negative everywhere. And I might not say negative. I would say we just put labels on things, but it is just those who have a different choice that they make, because we, from our perspective, see things as all choice. So it is just one chooses one thing, one person or being chooses something else. It is as simple as that. It is just a choice, neither good nor bad. It is just a choice. Again, I am not one to tell a human what to do. It is something that they decide for themselves. Choice. It is very simple. You make many choices each day. So it is important to make right choices for yourself in alignment with your being. We do not say raise your vibration where we are from. It is something that humans use, but it is not something that we say or use or even quite think of, to be honest. It is just being. That is all. We just be, and we enjoy, and we allow each other to be and enjoy and to love. It is quite simple. It is her consciousness that will travel to where we are, and she can share information from her world into ours. We may learn just about ways of your perspective, the way that you see the world, the way that you operate, the way that you handle things. And that is how we learn from one another. But again, we would not say that we do it as in a more evolved or less evolved form. It is just learning, and that is all. It is not placing judgment on one or the other. It just is. Thank you. At this time, I feel that I have shared what I could about where I am from and where we are from, and have given some thought into why we are more cautionary in sharing things such as teachings, for we are not any greater or lesser than you. And please remind people to remember that. Thank you, and many blessings to you and yours. Okay, that was channeling with Donhotwe. I hope you enjoyed that, and I just want to reiterate the idea that, again, she is not about giving you advice because she feels it's not her place to do that. You are your own authority, and you know what is best for your life. Yes, we can learn from others and all that, but it must reside within you, what resonates best with you, right, and your life. So, and I really appreciate that about her, because she's really just about empowerment. And I know that you can connect with her energy as well if you choose. She's a very loving being that only wants to really connect in a way so that you learn from each other. And so that might be something. But again, she's not here to give you advice as if she's better than you or higher or more advanced than you are, because in her eyes, it is about equality and seeing the human being is just as equal as we are. We just have different ways of going about living our existence, right? Just as she lives her existence in her own way, in their own way. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. Comment down below. Maybe you felt some energy from Donhotwe. What are your thoughts? Please share and connect down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you thought of this channeling, and also hit that subscribe button with the notification bell so that you're updated on the latest videos from my channel. It comes out every Sunday. So thank you, and be well, and remember, you're your own authority. You are the light, so let it shine.